spending ourselves into oblivion. We have Arthur Laffer. He is the former Reagan economic advisor. Washington is Stephen Moore, Wall Street Journal senior economics writer. Both are co-authors of the book End of Prosperity, which, I mean, couldn't you come up with a happier title? Really? I mean, that's it? And they call me gloom and doom. Okay, guys, let me start with this. Here we have the CEOs that were running these companies into the ground. They all still have their job. 9 out of 10 of them still have their job. Yet we have over 100,000 people that have been laid off. Starbucks just laid off another, what was it, 6,000 people today. We also have Freddie and Fannie. None of those people went to jail. Congress, none of those people lost their job. What is happening? It seems to me like if you're in bed with the government, I mean, Obama is meeting with the Google and all the other CEOs today. If you're in bed with the government, you're going to be okay. Nobody will look your way. But the little people are paying for this.
Well, that's so true.
Steve, why don't you go ahead and
I'm right, and I'm in the belly of the beast here in Washington. And what's happened over the last 6 months, and you're right, Glenn, this happened first under Republicans, now Democrats. Every business industry group in America is forming a beeline into the halls of Congress with their tin cup in hand asking for a bailout. And as Arthur Laffer taught me, everybody can't be bailed out. You have to take the money from profitable people and people who are working and giving it to the people who are failing. And that's what this is all about.
Yeah. Arthur?
Glenn? Yeah, the very simple thing here is if you give $100 billion to people based upon some characteristic other than work effort, the only place those resources come from are workers and producers. You know, there is no stimulus in these stimulus packages, and what they're going to do is they're raising tax rates and making it less advantageous to work. And frankly, as we've seen for the last 14 months, the economy has gone straight down as more and more of these bills have been passed. It's a tragedy going on, and you're exactly right, and I don't know how to stop them.
Okay, let me do this. Hang on just a second. Wait. Okay. I want to get this in. First, show me some pictures of the Weimar Republic, please. Show me some pictures. These are the people that you learned about in school that had wheelbarrows full of money to buy a loaf of bread. Do we have any of these pictures? There's a Deutschmark, and I'll explain that in just a second. That's what their money looked like. Ours looks like a greenback. Now let me show you, please. Let me show you this chart. We had a chart made. There's our wheelbarrow full of, that was for a loaf of bread. Here comes the chart. If you watch the chart, this is 1929. There was a stock market crash. This is how much money is in circulation. See the flat line, 1941, 1965, Vietnam, then 2000, Y2K. Then a little spike, then 2001, that was 9/11. There's 2008. This is October. Look at this. This is how much money has been flooded in. This is exactly what happened with Weimar, and I have read story after story with people saying, well, nobody really knows what the effect of this will be. Arthur, yes we do.
I mean,
Don't we?
Our old friend who passed away, Milton Friedman, says that inflation is everywhere and at all times a monetary phenomenon. And what the Fed is doing with the monetary base, Glenn, is just out of sight. It's never been done before to this extent, but by a factor of 10. I mean, this is the most outrageous printing press in the last 4 or 5 months that has ever happened. It's going to be followed in a year or 2 or 3 from now with serious inflation unless something is done right away. And I don't see it being done.
What's scary? You know, Arthur, what's scary about that, going back to a point that Glenn made earlier, remember, Glenn, you were talking about the interest on the debt, which is $300 billion in this one bill alone. But if Arthur is right, and I think he is, that inflation goes up, then interest rates have to go up. And guess who's the biggest borrower in the world?
And here's
Uncle Sam.
And this is exactly,
our interest expenses are going to go through the roof.
I hate to be a little historian nerd, but that's exactly why it happened the way it happened in Weimar. Because Germany, they had the debt, they couldn't pay it, and so what did they do? They took their money like this, $1 bill, and just marked it as what? Where is the camera? As they marked it as 1,000. Then, when that wasn't enough, a $1 became a 10,000. Then it became 100,000. Then it became $1 million. Your money will be worthless if we don't stop the spending and the printing.
But Glenn, the problem is right now that these people are panicked. And they are so panicked that they make really bad decisions. Whenever you make decisions, when you're panicked or drunk, the consequences are always ugly. And I've been in the White House a lot of years. I've been there probably as much as anyone. And, you know, these people, when they get panicked, they make really stupid decisions. Camp David in 1971. You see what happened with Jerry Ford, Jimmy Carter. It's a classic case, only this one's 10 times as large as anything I've ever seen before.
Okay. The 7 words, gentlemen, thank you very much. We'll talk to you again.